Welcome back to RamZland. Today I want to show you how to electroplate a nail with copper. Check this out. So for this investigation, I'm using my DC power supply, Cu2 sulfate, 200 milliliters of distilled water. I'm using a non-galvanized nail and a strip of copper. The first step is to add 20 grams of Cu2 sulfate to 200 milliliters of distilled water. Next, take the copper electrode, place it in your solution of Cu2 sulfate, and then connect the positive terminal to the copper electrode. Next, connect the negative terminal to the metal that you want to electroplate. We're using a non-galvanized nail. And I'm just gonna loosely dip it so about half of the nail is in the solution, and I'm gonna turn on my power supply. So after a few minutes, let's check our nail. Look at how the nail has changed in just a few minutes. I wonder what would happen if we tried to copper plate an entire spoon. Let's try that. With the spoon, I can see a lot of copper precipitate out of the solution and float on the surface. So at about 16 volts, let's take a look at that spoon. Oh my, look at the difference. That is a lot of copper. That's just after a couple minutes. We'll leave it in there a little longer. As Cu2 sulfate dissolves in water, the copper ions have a positive charge. And if you run electricity through that solution, it flows negative to positive. And if you attach whatever you want to electroplate with copper to the negative terminal, whether it's a nail or a spoon, those electrons flow through the solution as they're attracted to the copper plate because the copper has a positive charge. But the more the electrons flow through the nail or the spoon, the more the nail or the spoon gains a negative charge. And then the copper ions that are floating in the solution, they become attracted to that negative charge and they begin to electroplate the nail, or they begin to electroplate the spoon the longer that you leave it in the solution. And pretty soon you have an electroplated copper nail or an electroplated copper spoon. The longer it's in the solution, the more copper ions attached to the nail or to the spoon. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes and I want to see how much copper has electroplated our spoon. I'm going to turn off my power supply so I don't get zapped. Let's look at our spoon and see how it turned out. Wow! Look at all that copper. Isn't that awesome? That is just amazing. Look at that. Electroplated with copper from a solution of Cu2 sulfate, and we used electrolysis by passing electricity through that solution. We transferred those positively charged copper ions to our spoon. Look at that. That is amazing. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of RamZland, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this presentation, be sure to remember to like and subscribe.